And tell me something, why does wine bottles have to be or should be on the slant or like this
Oh, okay,
if
so,
they're
well,
got a cork?
most wine bottles still have, or maybe not most, I'm not sure what the percentage is, but wine bottles that have corks in them, you want them lying on their side. The way it was explained to me is that the wine comes then and against the cork, right, keeps it moist, but also keeps the air out.
So it has a
right?
wicking effect. One-way
I don't
wicking
know.
effect?
I don't know. I don't quite.
Well,
I
it
don't,
probably allows it to breathe.
well, there will be some air that gets into a bottle with cork, right? Because it's a natural fiber, but because the wine is there, there's not a lot of air getting in. Okay, and so the surface that's getting the air is very small compared to if it were standing upright, there would be a bigger surface.
Okay.
I think.
Well, you should store your bottles
Yeah,
horizontally.
yeah. And if you've got like for instance, that 2005, if I were to pour it, well, I won't pour it yet. But if I were to pour it today, I wouldn't pour it today. I would take it out of the wine cellar today, let it stand up for a day or two, so that the sediment comes down to the bottom. Okay. And then you would decant it slowly into the decanter so that the sediment doesn't go in. Sediment's not going to hurt you, but it's not pretty, right? Now, if you do all those things correctly, you're usually left with, that much wine in the bottom.
Right.
And some people don't like that. So there's another tool, which I didn't bring with me today, but it's like a funnel with a tea strainer on it. You just pour
For
it
the
right.
sediment.
Yeah, so you get every drop of wine.
Nice.
So, right? Yeah. So, I mean, that's, yeah.
So tell me about the aerator that you brought.
Okay.
That is quite the machine.
This is a Centolino. Yeah, it's
A Centolino.
that's just the brand name,
Okay.
right? And you stick this part goes into the wine bottle, and then you fill this, right?
Right to the top?
Yeah, it's about there. And
Okay.
so you're incorporating air as you pour it, and then you pour it into the glass through there. So you're incorporating air, right? It's also, this one is 6 ounces. So I think it's 6 ounces. Could be wrong. You can measure I have a smaller one. I have a smaller one that is 3 ounces. I know, so that's why I'm guessing this is 6 ounces.
Is that a pour, 3 ounces for a taste?
Well,
or
it depends where you are. It depends how many pours you need to get. When I do the Fraser Valley food show, I get about 18 pours out of a bottle. So
Wow.
for tasting, right? So that's kind of the number we work on.
Okay.
But at any rate, when I'm at a private party, it's just easier and more time efficient if I have a tool to measure, right? And plus it incorporates air. So
Nicely done.
Yeah.
So incorporating air through this kind of machine is quite important, isn't it? Instead of just decanting. Decanting versus this?
It depends on circumstance and what you like. At a tasting, I don't have time to decant and let things open, but you will go to some tastings and some high-end wines. They will be decanted before they're even poured, right? So
So this can be...
This is like fast.
Okay, so this is the quick...
I guess it's like
way,
air,
and
air,
then,
air,
and
right?
then decanting is the slower way.
Decanting is better,
Is better.
in my opinion.
And
but
a couple of hours, you want to decant it for a couple of hours, right?
it's a big dependsies. It really does. It depends. There's no flat answer for that, right? But I can tell you this: that by opening a bottle of wine, if you go to a restaurant and they open a bottle of wine and put it on your table, it's not going to breathe. They say open the bottle to breathe, unless you keep it open for a couple of days.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Right? Because there's not enough air getting in and to touch the surface. But by pouring it into a decanter, air is getting incorporated. And typically there's a broader surface area that's getting air. Right?
Ah.
Yeah. So I don't know if that makes sense or
Yeah,
not.
it does make sense.
Okay.
What about that corkscrew?
Okay, so this is very important. This is a tool. It's a very important tool. And it's got different parts to it. Right? So this will cut the foil.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to just grab a bottle here.
Sure, absolutely.
without knocking over all my glasses.
I'll hold the bottle and you hold the,
Well,
the thing.
no, I got to
or
do it.
however-
I
okay.
have to do it all.
All right, so you got to hold it like
Yeah.
up here.
Yeah, so this is used to cut the foil. So
Right.
a lot of people will cut it up here, which is fine.
Uh-huh.
I recommend you cut it down here.
Why?
Okay?
Is there a-
Just because it gets right out of the way.
Oh,
So
okay.
you cut the foil, slice it, tear it off. Okay. Then you have to I'm not opening this, by the way. Okay. Then you have to clink, clink, clink. Open the bottle of wine. So you chun, 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 right?
Yeah.
Then it's got two stages here,
Yes.
right? So the first stage you pull,
Uh-huh.
right? And then it hits the second stage, right? Then
The lower one.
yes. So it's a two-stage, and those because these makes it easy, a lot easier than a lot of the contraptions out there. Okay, so a two-stage bottle opener.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So always look for a two-stage.
Yeah, two-stage, and I don't know if you can. It's not a big one, but you can feel it's scoop
Oh, it's
them, right?
hefty.
It's
It's got
solid.
heft.
Yeah.
So where do you get these?
Well, this was a winery gave those away, but you can buy two-stage. Ask for two-stage if you're at a wine store or something.
Or a kitchen
ask,
store, high-end kitchen,
kitchen
store?
store,
would they
yeah.
have it?
Ask for two-stage. Yeah.
Two-stage
Yeah,
wine bottle opener.
yeah,
That is neat.
yeah.
So it makes it a lot easier, and it's a convenient little tool
Yeah.
that you should have
Yeah.
with you all the time.
Don't put it in your carry-on on the airplane. It's
That would
It's
be
a weapon.
nothing- Yeah, I was just going to say. Yeah.
yeah. So make sure you pack it in your checked luggage.
Interesting.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Yeah.